For the second time, a jury has found an officer not guilty in the death of Elijah McClain. Suspended Aurora police officer Nathan Woodyard was acquitted on charges of reckless manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. He was the second officer to be acquitted. One officer, Randy Rodema, was found guilty of criminally negligent homicide and assault in the third degree. Now this sets up the final trial in McClain's death, the trial for the two paramedics involved.
Our legal analyst Whitney Traylor joins us this morning. Whitney, thanks for being with us.
Sure, good to be here. Good morning.
This trial was different in a lot of ways than the first two officers. One was that Nathan Woodyard actually was, a witness. Was that key to the acquittal, you think?
Well, that's a debate that you can go back and forth because the first trial with the two officers resulted in a split verdict. And they didn't testify. So here he did testify, and I heard Scott Robinson, our expert, come on, and he was saying that most defense lawyers don't want to put their clients on because they may have a bad history or some felonies or whatever. But he said if he has an opportunity, he does like to give that option for his client to talk to the jury. And here they could have invoked some sympathy because he testified, yes, he wished he could have done things differently. He did appear remorseful on the stand. It may have been a game time decision. I did see it looked like there was some back and forth right before he testified, so there may have been the possibility that they were thinking about not testifying. There could have been the disagreement amongst the lawyers, but ultimately he testified, and it obviously he got the acquittal.
It's a risky move to put your defendant on the stand, as you well know. With the two acquittals, of course, of Jason Rosenblatt first and now with Nathan Woodyard, a lot of attention is on the next trial that's happening with the two paramedics, and they're wondering how that's going to shape up for them.
Yeah, that's going to be so interesting, and I wish we had more time. I could spend 20 minutes on this because there's so much analysis here. Because if you look at what the paramedics did, some people are saying, well, the paramedics just did their job. Well, they came on, and it was just within 1 minute of observing the situation. They didn't ask any questions. They didn't do anything, and they declared it was an excited delirium. And then they overestimated his weight by 53 pounds. He's 147. They said 200 pounds. That's when they injected 500 milligrams of the ketamine. So with the limited information they had and within 1 minute, they made those two fatal mistakes. So, and the second autopsy, or the autopsy that was revised, blamed the ketamine as the cause of the death. So in all of these officers' trials, they were blaming the ketamine. So now we have the paramedics who you had expert after expert saying, hey, it was the ketamine. Now the paramedics are going to have to deal with that because they injected it, and they now did it rise to intent or criminally negligent? I don't know. From a civil perspective, certainly negligent.
Yeah, but we've heard the defendants, both defense attorneys, say that they're pushing it on the ketamine.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what's so interesting is you've got two acquittals, one guilty, but in all of these, they have really said it's the paramedics, it's the ketamine that killed McClain, and here we are heading into that trial. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
It really will. But I think the greatest tragedy here is that he never should have been stopped. I mean, and that was where it was interesting to see what would happen, with Woodyard, because he was the one who stopped him. And I know that we got that they got the call saying somebody was acting sketchy, but the independent investigation afterwards said there was absolutely no reasonable objective grounds for an investigatory stop. So the point is, had that never happened, this whole chain of events would have never happened. And now we have the two things that were central to this, the carotid chokehold and ketamine. Now both of those have been pulled back. They've been regulated now because of this case.
Yeah.
And for context, the pictures that we just showed on air, those are the two paramedics that will be going to trial. Again, Whitney's going to be sticking around to help us break down that trial as well, which we're very thankful for, Whitney.
Yeah, and they're doing jury selection starting November 17th, so that's going to be right around the corner.
And trials right after Thanksgiving, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Let's get